inkproducts.com has now released its newest deluxe refill kit for Canon's new TS. Now this printer here is a TS 3122, same as the 3120. This is a Walmart model, so they changed the last number, but it's the same thing as the TS 3020. Now this printer here takes the new 243 and 244 cartridges. They're very low volume cartridges, so when you get the printer, there's not that much ink in them. Now also in the printer you can buy the 245 and the 246 XL or standard. But you can refill these cartridges many times. And now with the deluxe kit, it's pretty much guaranteed that when you get done filling them, they're going to work. Now the ink level will go down, show you they're completely empty. You just ignore that. You just keep filling them. That's all you have to do. Now on the 244, the color, you got 3 little fill holes already there. And I'll show you in the video. We're going to give you a little finger drill, and you're going to fill them up. And then you're going to get a color snap and vac and a black snap and vac. I'm going to show you in a video how to use that also. This is American-made Ultra Pro True Color ink. This is the best money can buy. You're going to get everything in a kit. You even get the cleaner, should you have to clean the printhead if they're dried out. Get a little soaking tray. Get a large priming syringe to pull the vacuum. You get storage clips so you can store it or fill it. Again, I'll show you that in a video. But this is about a $40 printer, but it prints excellent. It's got a little scanner on it. You can use your iPhones and stuff like that. So you can do a lot with this printer. It's a wireless, or you can hook it up to USB. Pick up a little box just to hold everything, because I don't want to be, knocking bottles over and stuff like that. It's just a little precaution. So see how it sits in there? You can cut it out of a scrap box. Put your syringes up in the top like this. You can mark them yellow, magenta, cyan, and black. Now in this kit, you're going to get a little finger drill. I'll make a little spot for that. You're going to get a pair of latex gloves. You might want to get a pair of maybe rubber gloves if you don't want to get ink on your fingers. The latex works great, but they don't last that long. But we include them just in case you're going to do it and you don't have any type of protection for your hands and you don't want to get ink on it. Now that's it. And then this is the cleaner soaking tray. So if you get a couple of cartridges and they're dried out, you can just put some chemical in the tray, set it there, let it soak up, blot it off. It'll dissolve the dried on ink, clean out the nozzles. Now when you're going to be using the snap and vac, it does 2 things. It charges the printhead up and cleans the printhead, because you're going to be pulling ink right through the printhead. And this is a storage clip or a fill clip. So when I'm filling the color cartridge or the black, I'm going to put it in that clip. It's not going to leak all over. But now I'm going to run these cartridges down that came with the printer. I'm going to run them down so they need to be filled. And then in the video I'll show you how I'm going to fill them, and I'll give you a demonstration of how it prints. Okay, now you can see I'm starting to lose the yellow right there. That's the way it was looking. So that's going to be my first color. So when I see that, I'm going to stop and take it out and fill it up. Now I'm going to top off all the colors, because the next will be the cyan for sure. Okay, now I heated the label, so I'm just going to take it off. There we go. And right there, you'll see there's three little tiny air holes because the air has to go in the cartridge. Now you can, stick it on the cartridge like this or whatever. Okay, now that's where the finger drill comes in handy, because I get right in that little hole there, and I'm just going to enlarge that hole a little bit. It's not going to hurt anything. Actually, it's going to make it work a lot better. And you just take your time and you drill right into it. And then the injectors that we're using, put it on there. It's very sharp. Just like that. So you gotta be careful you don't stick yourself. And then when you want to always put the cover on, you don't push it on like that. Just set it down and slide it in like that. That's the safe way to do it. You don't have to wash them out. And the syringe is going to say discard after use. Just ignore that. These are veterinarian syringes. And you're not working with blood. Okay, now I have the holes drilled. I got my label off. Here's what I did is I cut one of the color cartridges apart so you can see it. That's your layout, your color layout. But when you're not sure, take a toothpick, stick it in there and pull it out. And whatever the color of the toothpick is, that's what the color, just in case you never know if they switch them or whatever. I've noticed that sometimes, the magenta might be there, but maybe in 10 models later or 10 cartridges later, they switch it. So that's why I took it apart here in the video so you could see it. And now you could fill up the yellow. Now these refill clips, they fit both the black or the color, makes no difference. And then just point this out. It says discard after use. You don't do that. You don't even have to wash them out. I'd prefer you don't. But when you take this off, you got to be very careful. These are extremely sharp. And here's why. If you use a flat, blunt thing, it cores the sponge. It damages it, pushes down on it. Where when you use the sharp injector, it slides right on in. So it's a better way to refill. Now, I've always built the little box to hold the ink. I showed you that in the early part of the video. So I can go in there and draw it up. Now, I'm going to fill it up. Let's start off with 2 to 3 milliliters. It's probably not even going to take that much. Okay, now let me go over and draw some up. Okay, now, let's wipe it off here. And there's the yellow, it's going to be right in here. Cut out a little bit of an angle, and I squirt the yellow in. Wait a minute. Give it a chance for it to be absorbed. Now, if I kept filling it up, it would bubble right out the top. But you can see they left this little area open here. Now, for 2 reasons. Number 1, they use less ink. And number 3, it's a little bit more of an air pocket, which I really don't think you need. So I'm going to put more than that in. I'm going to go in again. Now this is closer to 5. Now I'm going to stop. Now I'm sure I could probably get 8 in there if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Okay, now, you just don't want to hold this in one hand and stick this on, because if you miss, you're going to stick yourself. So this, I'm going to teach you. Lay it on the table, go in it like that. Safe way. Now, like I said, don't wash it out. Okay, now we did that. Now I'll do all the other colors. I'm going to add a little ink to them because they'll probably be the next colors that we're going to run out, like the magenta. Now, should you overfill it, you could leave the injector in and draw some back. Or when you put it in the snapping vac to prime it up, then that'll draw some of the ink out. Now just point this out. There's two you're going to get. This is for the black. This is for the color. Because if you notice, the color print head is really small. So you don't want to mix them up. That's why we give you two. Now to take it out. Now just to go over this one more time, to put this in, you have two little tips on the side. They go along the bottom here. They go in. On a hard surface, push down, pull up, and that locks it in. Now take it off, same way. Same thing on the snapping back. Come in on the side. Now you're going to push down a little bit, go right in. That locks it in. Now the syringe is going to go up through the bottom. It's a hole in the bottom, like that. And you're going to pull back. Just pull back just a little bit. You're going to capture some there. And there you can always just empty that out later. Take that off. And let's take it out. Hold it down on a flat surface. Come on back. See? You can see all the ink I pulled out. You don't want to pull out too much, but you want to make sure you get a good... Now you notice it looks all black. That's because we're mixing the three colors. Now let me get a paper towel. Got a paper towel, and I fold it a couple times. I take some of the cleaner. And I just blot it like that. I put it in the cleaner, and then I hold it down. See your three colors? That's what you want to see. Just like that. Three colors. So now I can put it back in and start to print again. Now I set it out to print some more. I just filled it. I didn't fill the black. Now, I probably should have, because it was showing very low on the black. It's actually giving me a warning here now. See? There you go. Now I fill that color. Now look at the black is starting to give out. Now I'll take it and I'll fill the black. So when you start to see it go light like this, now's the time to take it out and fill it. Okay, now I took the label off the black using the hair dryer, and you just peel it off. Then better than rip it off. But you gotta look right down in there. Right down right there. The little tiny hole. That's the fill hole. That's why you have to take the label off the black to see it. It's way down there. There you go. So I'll get the drill, I'll drill it, and we'll add some black ink, and I'll put it back in, and you can see how well it's going to print. Now take your time, go slow, a little bit at a time, because that gives the chance for the sponge to absorb some of the ink. Then you'll be putting it in the snapping vac to prime the cartridge up. That's why if you use our system, guarantee it's going to work. Now I put a total of 8 milliliters. There's a little bit right there. But now I'm going to put it in this snapping vac. We're going to draw down. We're going to fill the print head cavity. And then it's going to print. And then we'll get some cleaner with a paper towel. I always do that, and I clean it to test it before we put it in the printer. Now, the insert, you're going to get one for color, and this is for black. It's a larger insert like that because this print head is longer. So that's why you make sure you use the right one. The one that's longer, because the other one, let me get it over here, is a lot smaller. Now I didn't clean it off yet, but I will in a minute. And then, now this you can wash out or rinse. It'd be fine if you want to. I just dry it out with a paper towel. That's all I do. Same thing with the syringe. Don't wash them out. We recommend that you don't, because you damage them. Okay, now there's the bottom hole that the syringe tip is going to go up in. Filter color. Now, you don't have to put the label back on. It's not going to hurt anything. Even the hole being a little bit bigger, it's not going to hurt anything. Because it's not going to drip and leak and go into the printer. That much I can tell you. Because the sponge holds it, and then there's another chamber below where the ink actually goes into. And I call it the ink cavity. And I pull back on the plunger very little. You don't have to do it a lot. You really don't. It's just enough to prime up that inner chamber, that bottom chamber there. Well, this one was flowing pretty good. Okay, now I'll put it back in the printer and we'll do a test. Okay, I removed it from the fill clip. I'm just holding it down on the paper napkin with a little chemical there. There you go. So I'm getting a good bead of ink. And if you have to, if it's an older cartridge or it's dried out, you want to use some of the cleaner that comes with the kit. You can soak it, especially if they're older ones. But I put a little cleaner on there and I just do it like that. Now normally, sometimes you don't even have to put it in the snap-in vac, but I'm going to do it for the video. And there again, it's got those little pins on the side of the cartridge. It's going to slide in and you're going to lift it up and set it in there. Okay, now here comes the black. We just filled it. Looks good. Looks very good. Now that's a beautiful black. Look at that. We got all our colors. So that's how it's done. So if you buy one of these inexpensive printers, you know, say 40 bucks, you can keep running those cartridges for a very long time if you refill them properly. Something else I might show in another video is a constant feed for the black. We're working on that now. Where you'll be able to put the black cartridge in and just pour ink into a bottle. It'll feed it right to the cartridge. But for now, we have the refill kit for a lot of people that don't need all of that. So you can go to inkproducts.com for the latest and the best. Okay, now it's showing an error code because it shows I ran out of ink. I got a blinking light on the black. So I'm going to come over here, hold down the stop button. And then I'm going to let my finger go. And you're back to print again. That's how you shut off that ink monitor for that cartridge. So now we'll go back and start printing again. Because you can hear it charging up. It gave me the red X. I looked at the monitor there, or the LED. There you go. Printing black, right back again. That's how you shut off the ink monitor, and you just keep filling them now. You don't have to do that every time. Just this one time. And that'll be it. Refill kits that work. Okay, now for the color, it's popped up, giving me a red X. Gives me the warning. So now I'm going to go to the printer, and I'm going to show you how to shut off the color ink monitor. Just like I showed you how to do the black. Okay, now you're getting your error code. There's the stop button. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold in the stop button. Just keep holding it in, don't let go of it. There it goes, shut off. Now it'll continue to print again. So now you can continue to refill these cartridges, and if you don't let them run out of ink, you can probably refill them for a very, very long time. Look at the quality. This is Ultra Pro True Color ink. Awesome. Look at the black. Now this is our refill ink. So go to inkproducts.com for the latest refill kits. Refill kits that actually work.